Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Lupe, and I did not travel 800 miles, so I feel a little inadequate right now.
Well, it's all right. You could just tonight go drive around for 7 or 8 hours.
I'll try.
Make up for it.
I'll try. Okay, so at the beginning of the show, they read us the rules and regulations to not say that we love you and to not ask for hugs.
We love you.
Wait, I have never been here for that portion of the program.
They sang a song. And
Talk about
it's
rules.
rules and
Okay,
regulations.
so what are the rules and regulations?
Allegedly, don't say I love you.
I love you.
So I won't say I love you, Lisha, and everybody else
Security?
won't say it either.
Get those people out of here.
Okay, so you're not allowed to say I love you.
And you're not allowed to ask for hugs.
You're not allowed to ask for hugs?
Right, so you can say, hey, can I have a hug?
Can I have a hug? Thank you so much. I love you. Okay, what are the other rules?
I don't know. I don't think they're
I don't know, I wasn't listening. No videotaping?
Right.
Well, that is one that a quick YouTube search will prove that everyone follows.
Well, after that, they followed it up with a little how to properly videotape so you don't, put
How to
crap.
discreetly videotape?
No.
How to break the rules and not get caught?
No, I don't. I think it was more like so that everybody on YouTube can enjoy it properly and not like kind of under your shoulder. Like, so landscape, I wasn't listening.
Do landscape, don't videotape, it's against the rules. But if you are going to film it,
Do landscape.
make sure you shoot in landscape, get a good framing.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of space over the head and frame it out
Everything,
nicely.
I believe.
Don't shoot the back of the head of the person that's sitting right in front of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of maybe bring a tripod. I don't know. I saw
Bring
one
tripod,
of those.
yeah, I saw people with tripods
that would
back
be-
there.
That would be a good one.
Okay.
I don't remember the other ones. I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie to you.
all right.
Okay. So after all that, what is your favorite rule and or regulation to break, past, present, or future, or that you've ever broken, or that you will never break again?
That's a lot of questions.
You can pick one. I said or.
So, I am not a big fan of arbitrary rules, and my definition of arbitrary rules is probably broader than it should be. I consider a lot of things stupid that we all sign up for. Like, why do we have men's and women's bathrooms? Shouldn't we all just share one bathroom? Things like that. Like, where do we develop these rules and conventions that have absolutely no founding on anything? But I've done a lot of things that other people consider breaking the rules. I often do it sort of without thinking, like, oh yeah, of course you can, I got arrested very briefly once for reading on the roof of a bank at midnight. And I climbed up onto the roof of a bank simply because I saw that it was like, well, there's good street lighting right there. I could just lean up on the wall, up on the top of the roof of the bank and read up there. That'd be great. And then, I got up there and I was reading and all of a sudden the floodlights came on from adjacent buildings and I was surrounded by cops. Because obviously people had reported that someone was breaking into the bank. I went for a run in Griffith Park, which is in Los Angeles, and I found myself climbing over a very, very tall chain link fence that also had razor wire at the top, and I was like, why is this fence in the middle of this beautiful park? And here I was on this nice little coyote trail, running and feeling good, and then I come across this fence, I'm like, F you fence, I'm gonna keep going. So I climbed the fence and came down and I kept running and I found that I was actually in the LA Zoo, which I didn't realize. And in the part where like the animals are just walking, like I was in animal enclosures at the LA Zoo and didn't know it. So luckily it wasn't like, there were pigs. I was in with some sort of like wild pigs, which is fine. I was eventually asked to leave. So that sort of stuff happens, and so I like to convey this sentiment a little bit to my children, and so sometimes, like, I've been making this, we go to the museum a lot, me and the kids, and when we go to the museum, they have so many rules that it's designed to make children feel bad and uncomfortable. Like, that's what a museum is trying to convey to children, like, don't touch that, don't get near that, don't sit. So there's like a concrete wall that's maybe 2 feet tall and 18 inches wide, that's just running along right next to the grass outside. And my daughter goes and sits on it, and a security guard comes up and is like, excuse me, you have to get off that. Why? Why does she have to get off that? I put my kid on my shoulders on the lawn at the museum at LACMA, and the other security guards came up and said, sir, you have to take your child off your shoulders. So why? It's a liability. You can't have kids on your shoulders. So that really made me, those kind of things make me mad, and I convey this to the kids, like, these are stupid rules. There are rules that make sense, like you shouldn't shoot someone with a gun that has live ammunition in it. That's a rule that makes sense, and we should follow that. But if, you know, these stupid museum rules, like, you know what, don't worry about it. If someone tells you not to do that, whatever. Just do it again when they're not looking. And yesterday we were having breakfast and my son climbed on the table, and at home we have a rule, and the rule is you don't climb. You don't climb on the fucking table while people are eating. And he said, why not? And I said, because your feet are, you know, your dirty feet walking around. We're eating food. We don't want the dirt from your feet on the table in our food. That's unhealthy, it's gross. And he said, okay.
Took his shoes off.
And he went like this. And he picked up his feet, and he's like, so how about this? And I was like, no, we don't know. And he said, why not? And I said, just because it's a rule that we have now. So he said, well, it's a stupid rule, and I'm not going to follow it. So, anyway, it's a tough thing to work with, that attitude, I'm finding. I really don't like it. I wish that he would just follow my rules, whether they're arbitrary or not, and not ask questions. But I've done some things that were, you know, illegal or whatever.
According to the law.
Yeah, according to the law. But in the end, I felt like it was a cool enough project, or it was something that I, you know, was proud enough of that I was going to do it anyway. But I don't recommend that you break the law. Don't do it.
Anymore.
Not much more, unless it's a stupid law. It's funny that you bring this up, because this past fall, I shot a little teaser for a prospective pilot TV show that is about breaking the law. And the idea is just to go around, like, there's all these arcane, really, truly stupid laws on the books that nobody's ever bothered to take off the books because it's too much of a pain in the butt to change the law. So, like in Massachusetts, you know, men are not allowed to have hair that's more than shoulder length, things like that. That's on the books somewhere, you know. So my idea was, well, I could just go around and break all of these laws and film it and do it kind of flagrantly, like in front of a police officer.
Did you grow your hair out, or did you have a wig?
That would be a wig situation, because it takes too much work to grow your hair out.
Extension.
Anyway, you've touched on a nerve for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
Catch you later, alligator.